Welcome to the greatest, latest, baddest, maddest show of shows. Be amused. Pigskin, facts, history, and news. I'm your host, Mr. Fred. Week 15 has come and gone. Great game yesterday. Great, entertaining game yesterday. But unfortunately, the Redskins came up short, kept it close until the end. Eagles beat the Redskins 37-27. And we have 2 more weeks left in the season. We have the Giants next Sunday, and then we finish up against the Cowboys down in Arlington. Okay. Yesterday's game. Let's go. Dwayne Haskins, he had a very, very good day yesterday. Actually, he had a career game yesterday, and his college coach, Urban Meyer from Ohio State, was in attendance to watch that game. Dwayne had a great game yesterday against the Eagles. I had actually predicted that he was going to go 18 for 26, over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns, and I was pretty close. Yesterday he finished 19 for 28, 261 yards and 2 touchdowns. So I was just about on point. He played the best game of his young career to start. He kept the game very close, very competitive, and just watching his play, you could tell he saw the field better. His vision is getting better. He sees the field better. He's getting more comfortable. And I thought OC Kevin O'Connell called a great game yesterday. He reached into his little bags of tricks, and he had the fake pitch run where Dwayne hauled off about 25, 30 yards on a run to eventually allow the Redskins to score. Yesterday they didn't do the same thing that they've been doing most of the year, run on first and second down, pass on third down. They kept it interesting yesterday. And Dwayne was able to find receivers open. He missed a few passes, but there were a few drops that were not his fault. Steven Sims, a nice throw, beautiful throw from Dwayne Haskins, and it went right through his hands. And it could have easily been a touchdown. So there were some very good timely throws by him yesterday. And he pretty much stayed clean in the pocket. Got sacked a few times, but for the most part, the offensive line played a little better yesterday. The running game, would say was so-so. AP, he had about 66 yards, but he had some very nice runs and had caught a couple of great balls too. Did some things out of the backfield, catching out of the backfield, and he impressed yesterday. Had a pretty good game yesterday. He tied Walter Payton for 4th in all time on the rushing touchdowns list. So he scored his 110th touchdown yesterday. Kudos to you, AP. Hail to the Redskins. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. The defense, secondary in the defense is horrible, I think. I think there were a lot of missed tackles yesterday. Because the Eagles, they pretty much did what they wanted to do out of the backfield. So they dominated the time of possession. And I think we're like 31st in time of possession, like 27 minutes per game. So, but the Eagles, they held the ball a lot longer, and we held the ball a lot less. And that was the difference in the game. They were able to sustain their drives and follow through and come up with more big plays than we did. And that's exactly what happened yesterday. And this was a depleted team of injuries from a lot of their star power. And they still generated over 400 yards of offense against us. We couldn't stop them, So we gave up well over 400 yards of offense yesterday. The Eagles, they converted third downs like it was like 900. I mean, we just could not get off the field when we needed to. Or there were stupid plays like that hit by Monte Nicholson on Zach Ertz when the ball flew over his head and he didn't catch it. And Monte Nicholson kind of threw a shoulder in there and popped Zach Ertz 15-yard penalty. Kept that drive alive. It would have been third and long. Kept that drive alive. They gave him a first down. They drove down the field and kicked the field goal. We could have snuffed that out, but we didn't. So I just want to kind of look at a few things yesterday. Studs and duds. Let's start with duds. Duds are not good. The first dud was the secondary communication of the Redskins. And the defensive backfield, for the most part this year, has not been on the same page. I mean, there's confusion on when they line ups at times, and then they're constantly pointing back and forth trying to figure out who needs to be where. And I mean, it's been in disarray like all year, except for maybe a couple games where they were on the same page. So it's kind of pathetic, you know, that they can't. That it's taking them all this time this year and they still can't get their communication right. However, there has been a few bright spots in the secondary. Quentin Dunbar, he didn't play yesterday, but he's played like a perennial All-Pro all year. Fabian Moreau moved from the slot corner position to the outside corner, and he's vastly improved. He didn't get one yesterday, but the 2 weeks prior to that, he had 3 interceptions, and he's been more of a lockdown on the other end. So if you want bright spots to look for in there, in the secondary, then that was it. But other than that, there needs to be drastic changes in the secondary. Josh Norman, who's been benched, came in the game yesterday, gave up the final touchdown to the Eagles. Go figure. So he most likely won't be around next season. And I'm sure the Redskins are going to free up a lot of cap salary space to do other things to make this team better. So that's a dud. Stud number one, I'm going to definitely give to Terry McLaurin. I mean, he's played the Eagles twice now. He's torched them twice for long touchdown runs, and it continued yesterday. Caught a on a slant route, caught a pass from Dwayne Haskins, and he, bam, jetted up the field, used his speed, 75-yard touchdown, bam. He had 5 receptions yesterday, had 130 yards and a touchdown. I think this marks the 3rd time this year that Terry had over 100 yards. So kudos to you, Scary Terry. Hail to the Redskins. On the year, he's been phenomenal. 51 receptions, 833 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Wow. Great rookie numbers. Excellent. And he has a chance to go over 1,000. He only needs 167 yards. So, hey, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. So he needs about 84 yards in the last 2 games receiving, and he'll break it. Yeah, so he's Terry McLaurin. I'd rather call him Touchdown Terry than Scary Terry, but he's been a primary weapon for us all year. He's been doing it all year long. So, and one of the few bright spots that this team has had this year is the 3rd round pick out of Ohio State. And actually, I think Terry McLaurin should have been a 1st rounder, to be honest. But he's played like he's playing like an All-Pro as a rookie. So kudos to you, Terry. Keep up the good work. Keep doing what you're doing, and keep being a burner for us. And he's definitely a weapon that we have and that we will have for a very long time, and he's effective. Dud number 2, I would have to say the Redskins on 3rd down. The Redskins 3rd down defense. Just 2 P words. Putrid and pathetic. Putrid and pathetic. They allowed the Eagles to convert on 11 of 16 third downs yesterday. That's more than half. They converted on 11 of 16 third down. They couldn't stop them. They could not stop. Carson Wentz always seems to have our number for some reason. And we even had a hard time sacking him yesterday. So they controlled the clock, and that's why they won the game. They held on to the ball for, 36-57 compared to our 23-03. They held the ball for a long time, and our defense was out there a long time. And they wore the defense down. They controlled the clock. They came up with big plays when they needed to. So that's why they won the game. We didn't convert as many as third downs. If we did it, it would have been a different story, but we didn't. Stud number 2, linebacker Ryan Anderson. Ryan Kerrigan's been out with injury, so Ryan Anderson took over his spot. And I would say the last 2-3 games, he's become a defensive playmaker. All 4 of his sacks have come in the last 4 games. He also had 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 1 was recovered by Washington, which led to a field goal. And it's like suddenly a light bulb has come on in the head of Ryan Anderson. He's a former second round pick in 2017. And it's like the first couple years that he's played have just been kind of quiet, and he hasn't really stood out. But this year, he's like showing signs. He's come alive. And it's like a light bulb has gone off in his head, and it's shining brightly. He's making plays now. He's getting sacks. He's getting stripped fumbles on the quarterback. He's forcing fumbles, and we're recovering. We're getting turnovers. So he's making key tackles for losses. He's coming off the edge and making timely tackles. So Ryan Anderson is now starting to show his potential. Is now starting to show his true potential. So it takes time. Like I said, haters, just shut the hell up, button it up, and put a pie in your mouth. Because it takes time sometimes as an NFL player to develop into what they're expecting you to. Everybody is at different stages. Everybody doesn't come out and throw for 50, 60 touchdowns in the first year and pass for 8,000 yards and pass for 200 It doesn't happen that way. It takes time. Look at Peyton Manning. His rookie year, he threw 29 interceptions. And who would have ever have thought that he would turn it around and become one of the greatest passers in the game? And he did. And I'm pretty sure that some of the Colt fans were haters, and they wrote him off after his rookie year. And a lot of you MFing haters are doing that to Dwayne Haskins. The kid has got potential. He's got a cannon of an arm. He just needs talent built around him. He's working with a patchwork offensive line that's not very good right now. He doesn't have a true tight end. He doesn't have true weapons around him except for Terry McLaurin. And Steven Sims is starting to come into his own. And Kelvin Harmon is starting to come into his own. But Dwayne Haskins, he needs more weapons around him to further his development as an NFL quarterback. He will get better. He will be better. So stay tuned for station identification. You know what I'm saying? So he will get better. And we don't need to draft Joe Burrow in the first round. We don't need another quarterback controversy. This kid is young, and he's picking up and he's learning. And they say he doesn't make the same mistakes twice. So what does that tell you? Very intelligent. So when the lights come on, when the light bulbs come on, he's going to be very dangerous. He's going to be very good, and he's going to be great. And give him time. He will live up to that billing. So kudos to Ryan Anderson. Stud number 3, I'm gonna have to give it to Dwayne Haskins. He's every week he's becoming much more improved as a quarterback. He's picking up things. He's learning. He's seeing. He's starting, as you could tell, his vision is better. He's starting to see the field better. Sure, there's a lot of things that he still needs to correct. There's a lot of things that he still needs to learn. But you could tell every week he's making bigger stride, small, big, smaller, bigger strides. And I think yesterday he made a bigger stride. And the weeks prior to that, he was making small strides. But yesterday, he really stepped his game up. He was 19 of 28 yesterday, 261 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Didn't turn the ball over to the end of the game, but that was unfortunate. But for the most part, he kept us in from start to finish. And he made the game competitive. And Kevin O'Connell, I thought, did a phenomenal job calling plays from the sideline. And I think the plays that he was calling yesterday was like more tailored to Dwayne Haskins. That you could tell that the tempo was there, the kind of tempo that he's used to playing in. So it's almost like they made adjustments to have him play at a tempo that fits him and to where he's more comfortable, and he is more comfortable in the pocket. He's making plays. He's finding receivers open. He's throwing for touchdowns now. He's finding the end zone. So he's getting better. Just imagine when he matures as a quarterback. He's not going to be a good quarterback. He's going to be a great one. And I believe he's going to destroy some records in time. Give him time. He will get there. And he is getting there. He had a great game yesterday. He's getting more confident. Like I said, more comfortable in the pocket. He's improving every week. He's doing a great job. His check downs, his progressions, he's getting better. And pretty soon, once he gets to that point where he knows how to read defense as soon as he sees them and recognize them, oh man, I can't even imagine. The possibilities are endless. And he's going to tear it up, and he's going to throw a lot of touchdowns, and he's going to give a lot of defensive coordinators nightmares in their sleep at night. It's coming. Bonus stud, I have to give it to offensive coordinator Kevin O'Connell, KOC. Like I said, he called an impressive game from the sidelines yesterday. I couldn't have asked for anything more as a fan watching what I saw yesterday. I was impressed. He had great passing concepts that allowed receivers to get open and allowed Dwayne to see the field and to make his progressions and to make his check downs if he needed. But he was allowed to see things better, clearer, I thought, yesterday. And I thought the play calling just fitted his game, his tempo. And I think that once you can put a quarterback in a situation where they can play at their tempo or they can play their game, then it's a lot easier. And that's what I saw yesterday. Haskins, he got into a good rhythm most of the game. And they didn't call the usual vanilla run on first down, run on second down, pass on third down. It wasn't the usual vanilla play calling. It was different. He mixed it up. He reached in his bag of tricks yesterday. They did the fake pitch. Oh, that was beautiful. It was the thing of beauty where Dwayne faked the pitch to Adrian. He hauled off about 25, 30 yards on a run. So he even used his legs yesterday, not just his arm, to make big plays. And I just think that Kevin O'Connell, he implemented creativity yesterday also in the play calling. So I really liked it. And I hope that we see him next year in our round of coaching rotation as a OC. I think he did a wonderful job yesterday, and I look forward to to more play calling from him and to see what he does, see what he comes up with. But yesterday, the Redskins played an exciting game. Their young core, they're getting better and better and better. And when they mature, oh man, you better look out, league, because they're going to become a dangerous squad. I believe that. The defense, we need help. The defensive line played well at times, but for some reason we just couldn't stop the run. We couldn't stop Carson Wentz when we needed to. And he made some phenomenal throws. I mean, like the corner touchdown to Sanders. I mean, I thought that ball was going to be picked off, and he threaded the needle on that one. So the Redskins defense, I'm pretty sure in the offseason there's going to be some changes. We need to tweak our defense. We need to upgrade it. And I'm sure that there's going to be some people that are not going to be there next year, and I'm glad. So, but I see flashes of a potentially great defense, and we're just missing some pieces, I think, for us to have a championship caliber defense. So hopefully this offseason they can make all the right moves and do that. Make some good moves. Even if you got to get a veteran or two in here as far as leadership to lead, do that. I'd like to see Landon Collins make more plays on defense. I'd like to see him get more INTs, possibly get some pick sixes. I just want to see an improvement in the secondary, and those that we need to get rid of, you know who you are. So I'm just looking forward. I want to see Reuben Foster come back next year and play. That's going to be a primetime addition to our defense, and I'm really looking forward to that. And there's some changes I'm sure that's going to be made on offense, and there's people that's here that's not going to be here next year. So I'm just looking forward to a new coach. Could Urban Meyer possibly be looking to coach us? Who knows? We'll find out. We'll find out in the coming weeks or in the off season. But I am excited about next year, and just our young players, our young core players that you've been seeing week in and week out. They're getting better and better, and just can't wait to see how the transition takes place from year 1 to year 2 with them. So that's the end of our show today. I'm gonna wrap it up. Hail to the Redskins. We had the Giants on Friday. I will be coming to you live, I believe, from Houston. I'll be doing a special segment. Like I was telling you, my dad is in the hospital recovering from bypass surgery. I'm going to do a tribute. His team is the Houston Texans. So I'll probably do a /Redskins /Houston Texans show Friday as a tribute to him and his team, his favorite team. Send up your prayers for my dad. He's in critical condition at the moment, so send up your prayers. And thank you. Thank you for watching. Hail to the Redskins. This ends another primetime edition of Pigskin Facts, History, and News. Bada bada bang, bada bang, bada bang, bang. Oh. I am your host, Mr. Fred. Y'all have a great week. Look forward to seeing you on the weekend. Christmas season is upon us. I am out of here. And I say peace and signing off.